Good afternoon, Justin O'Keefe and Talent Force Recruitment. Continue our mission to help parents who are returning to work or people who are simply looking for family-friendly or flexible roles. Today we're going to talk about 2017 and really what lies ahead in the future of work and where are we in the workplace in Ireland today. So first off, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. I had a lovely extended break, spent some time on Hookhead in Wexford, an amazing part of the world, one I'd not been to before. So first off, I want to talk about where is the world of work going and what are the changes that we're seeing. Very interesting, there was a conference just before Christmas held in North Dublin entitled The Future of Work, a very grandiose title. And it was all about where is work going, telecommuting and working from home, this sort of thing, and where things might be going. Now, we would beg to differ with the title of that conference. We believe the future of work is right here. It's here already, and people are already doing it. It just isn't. It isn't quite mainstream yet. It's not as accepted, but we think it's absolutely here. So if you look perhaps at where people are working flexibly or part-time, about 3 times as many women work part-time as men. So for men, the number is in around 12% in Ireland. For women, it's somewhere between 35 and 40%. We have the 4th highest percentage of women between 25 and 45 working flexibly and part-time in all of Europe. So the 4th highest in all of Europe. What you're seeing in terms of the job market historically in terms of trend is you're starting to see the greatest decline in traditionally male jobs and the greatest increase in roles that would have traditionally been seen as female roles. Now what you're starting to see is that men didn't tend to have a big impact in roles that are traditionally female, whereas females tended to have moved more into roles that are traditionally male. And these roles, which are traditionally female, have in the US have a very unusual name, not white collar, not blue collar. They're actually called pink collar. So big change is happening, and they're here already. If you ask around all your friends, what you'll hear is that people are starting to work flexibly. They have been. They're working 4 days. They're working unusual hours. They're working from home. So the world of flexible working is actually here already. It just isn't widely accepted. Now, if you are looking ahead to 2017 to say, I want to look at my options, either I'm working too hard, it's not working, there isn't a good fit between my professional life and personal life, this is a great time to start asking some questions, perhaps to get yourself ready. Likewise, if you have been out of the workforce for a few years and looking to get back in, it's a really good time. Now, the bad news is there is no one product, there's no panacea, there's no Coca-Cola career that you can just buy and off you go. You get that boost you need. Okay, but what you can do there are some steps that we would suggest you take, which can greatly enhance your chances of success in starting maybe perhaps to reassess your options. So 2 key concepts that permeate the suggestions that we're going to make. One is optimism. Hope I've spelled that right. So an optimism that you have experience, you're a professional, you have 20 years work experience, and that growing businesses will need that. You will find your way through. So optimism is extremely important. And the second one is one that we've talked about before, is a concept of momentum. So it's very hard to get going, to stay positive from a standing start. So the first thing we would strongly suggest doing is taking a really good assessment of what it is you're looking to try and achieve ideally. And perhaps it's not looking back at what you've done and looking for more of that or a little bit less of that. Perhaps looking, these are the sorts of hours, this is the location, this is the salary I'm willing to accept, this is the job seniority that works for you. But really thinking that through very deeply. The second thing is to sort out your CV, to make sure that CV reflects your end goal, what you're trying to achieve. And the bottom line is, if your CV isn't up to scratch, the purpose of your CV is as a flyer, is to land you that interview. If it isn't landing you the interviews, there's something wrong. And we would suggest either if you have someone at home or a close friend who's willing to give you very critical advice, or your alternative is to pay somebody. And you're looking at to pay a professional to work with you to upgrade your CV, looking at between 150 and 250 euros. Depending on what you're trying to achieve, that's either extraordinarily expensive out of your budget, or is money well spent? That's a choice we all make. Alternatively, there are absolutely loads of tons of really good books to take the time to guide you through it. At the end of the day, you have to tell the story. In an interview, you have to deliver on your CV and demonstrate that it's you. So, getting your CV ready and working out your priorities. The next step is one of networking, getting out and talking to people. And this optimism is extremely important. Getting out, talking to family, friends, networking events, bearing in mind that less than 50% at the end of the day, that 50% of jobs are actually advertised. So recruitment agencies like ourselves play a very important role helping people get roles. But at the end of the day, we deal with less than half the jobs that are actually created. So networking, the word of mouth, friends of friends, networking events extremely important. A little bit difficult to do, to get out and to have this optimism, but extremely important nonetheless. It builds. It really builds. Can build confidence. Fourth thing we would perhaps say is really to pace yourself. So if you're looking for a flexible job, it's a relatively big shift. It's not as simple as changing company into another role, or going for extra salary. So there's more things, there's more pieces to the jigsaw to fit together. So location, arrangements, all these things tend to come into it. So it will take a little bit longer. As regards salary, one needs to be realistic and have a look at what the market is. So if you're currently extremely well paid, the chances of finding a similar flexible senior role, it's absolutely more challenging. Okay, final one is the question of momentum and if you have gaps in your CV. So the longer you're out of work, the harder it is. So having a job, it's much easier to get another job. So those are our key suggestions as you maybe have to start to think through your options for 2017. It's not something to be jumped into. It's not simply as a matter of firing off a CV to all these agencies and being frustrated because no one's calling you back. It just takes time, especially with flexible working. So 2017, there are some major changes happening in the job market. There are key skills shortages in the Irish economy in particular areas. Hopefully your skills happen to be one of those. And our message is one of optimism. The job market is moving and people are starting to move away very, very slowly. Culture changes slowly, but it's slowly starting to move away from the generic 9-to-5 cookie cutter approach. So thank you for your time. I wish you all a healthy and happy 2017. I hope to speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.